Hello world, Double Thumbs here. The Sony 16 to 50 kit lens is a great lens. It's small, it's light, and it's cheap. Only $100 extra when you buy the camera. But it's not so good image quality and stabilization, and also 16 to 50 zoom range make you want to look for an upgrade once you get used to the camera. So where should you go? The Sony a18-105 f4G lens is an upgrade in every way except for the max aperture and its bigger size. The G mark means it's a higher quality lens, and its constant f4 aperture makes it an attractive video lens. Also, it has one of the best stabilization among Sony E-mount lenses. But it's also $650. So is this $650 well spent? Let's go find out. The first aspect I'll cover is the image quality and the low light capabilities. And this G mark means it's one of the higher tiered Sony lenses, and the 18-105's image quality is definitely better or sharper than the kit lens, even to a non-professional like me. The 16 to 50 kit lens doesn't have the best image quality, but for video, the 4K image you could get out of this lens is definitely more than usable. And as you can see, both lenses produce clear 4K video in daylight, more than good enough for any YouTube or home videos. And in low light, they are pretty similar because the kit lens has a max aperture of f3.5, whereas the G lens has a max aperture of 4. But the advantage for the G lens is that it's constant throughout its zoom range. So from 18mm to 105mm, it's gonna stay at f4, whereas the kit lens is gonna become darker from f3.5 to f5.6 at 50mm. Or at least the ISO will go up. So it's gonna be more grainy. But neither are very good low light lenses, so just use your f1.4 or f1.8 lenses if you have them. So the second aspect that I'll talk about is the stabilization. And all Sony APS-C cameras except for the A6500 and the A6600 don't have any in-body stabilization. So the lens stabilization is the only stabilization that you have, and it becomes super influential when you want to record stable videos. So with my A6400, unstabilized lenses like the Sigma 16mm f1.4 will have some severe shakes in its videos. The kit lens is stabilized, and when panning it's definitely more stable than the Sigma, but when you start to walk, it really isn't that much better than the Sigma in my opinion. On the other hand, the 18-105 has the best stabilization among E-mount lenses. The G lens is noticeably more stable, and if you do a lot of handheld filming, the G lens is the way to go. And the amazing stabilization is the main reason why I got the 18-105, and it did not disappoint. Although it's not like the Panasonic G9 GH5's stabilized footage, the 18-105 produced one of the most stable image out of the Sony lenses. And now on to the third aspect, which is the field of view. The kit lens is 2mm wider, but the G lens can zoom in 55mm more. But in the world of wide-angle lenses, 2mm is a huge difference. The 16 to 50 is able to get more of the background in the picture, whereas the 18-105 feels tight and captures more of my face. This difference is more noticeable for vlogging. The 16mm, which is 24mm in full frame, is acceptable for vlogging, whereas the 18mm, which is 27mm in full frame, is on the limits for vlog use. But the G lens can zoom up to 105mm, which is 157.5mm in full frame, which is more than double the kit lens that can go only up to 50mm or 75mm in full frame. So the 18-105 is definitely more versatile. You can even get some bird videos, whereas the 16 to 50 is more for zooming into your dog's face or any other light zoom situations. So if you want to cover a wide field of view, then the 18 to 105 is the way to go. But if you want to be as wide as possible, you don't need to buy the 18 to 105, just keep your 16 to 50. And moving on to the fourth aspect is the autofocus. Both lenses are Sony native lenses, so they will have excellent autofocus abilities. I think it is a tie in this case because since the A6400 has such a great autofocus system, both lenses focus pretty well. I didn't notice a huge difference between the two, and both lenses were able to capture the subject quickly and accurately. And the last aspect that I'll compare these two lenses is going to be the size and the weight. And as you can see here, this is where the kit lens shines. The kit lens is one of the lightest and the smallest lens available in the Sony E-mount system. The 16 to 50 weighs 116 grams, whereas the 18 to 105 weighs 427 grams, which is almost 4 times as much. The 16 to 50 is 55 by 30 millimeters, whereas the 18 to 105 is 78 by 110 millimeters. You can really tell the size difference between the two if you put them side to side. The 16 to 50 makes the A6400 turn into a point and shoot, whereas the 18 to 105 turns the A6400 into a medium format camera. No, it doesn't. But it does make it noticeably bigger than with the kit lens. And since the Sony APS-C system is marketed as being a compact system, the kit lens is the best fit for this system. And if you're not filming to win an Oscar, just filming your home and YouTube videos, the kit lens's image quality is more than good enough, in my opinion, for that purpose. So in conclusion, the Sony 18 to 105G lens lives up to its G name. Its image quality, the best stabilization among E-mount lenses, and its wide field of view makes it a great all-in-one that comes in handy in most situations. Yes, it's not the best at low light and it is big and heavy, but if I had to choose only one lens to cover all situations, this would be the one to do. But the kit lens is very cheap, comes with the camera in most cases, and if compactness and portability is your biggest priority, then you could just keep your 16 to 50 kit lens and invest in a brighter lens like the Sigma 16mm f1.4. But if you do have the budget, I do think that the G lens is worth its asking price of $650 because it's superior to the kit lens in so many different ways. But what do you guys think? Do you think this is worth $650? Let me know down below, and until next time, bam!